Hello, my loves. So, this is going to be a very powerful message today, and it is going to be in regards to the twin flame. Okay, I thought this was on my heart heavy. Um, I don't know if any of my subscribers or if there's any viewers out there who have been strongly praying for closure. I hear mental confinement. So somebody is mentally conflicted or they're in their head about a situation and they don't know what to do, um, who to turn to, okay? And I feel like it's in reference to the twin flame journey, okay? So I wanted to open up this reading and we'll go back to it. You'll see exactly where I'm going with this, okay? So my prayer is that this message is received in the hearts of those who are internally suffering, okay? With lots of sadness, because the cards that I picked up were sadness, inner child, and how teachable are you. So this is to bring you clarity and awareness to your heart and soul, okay? So, Corinthians 1. This is chapter 13, verses 4 through 8. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no records of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. Okay? I wanted to start that out to let you know that that symbolizes true love. I feel with the twin flame journey, I feel like there is so many wrong messages about what the journey truly consists of. And it hurts me. Like, it hurts me when I read through the comments or when I do personal readings for people and they're so broken because, and they continue to stay in a broken situation because they will say, well, this is my twin flame, okay? And staying in that state of mind of feeling like this is your twin flame and you're obligated to stay with somebody who abuses you and who neglects you and who goes ghost on you and leaves you feeling empty. And while they go off with a third party and have babies and travel around the world while you're at home broken and sad, waiting by the phone for a phone call that you may never ever get. And if you do get a phone call, it's like false hope because then this person, all of a sudden, they want you back. But behind them wanting you back is the fact that who they ran to, things are not working out. So they come back to you. And because you feel that this is my twin flame and you allow them back into your heart and to use your body and to use your resources and to use your energy and to use your heart, you allow them to continue to hurt you and break you beyond measures. That does not symbolize love. There is nothing within that can be a twin flame. A twin flame mirrors your soul. Okay? So if your soul is pure and you have it in your soul to love, and there is someone who has deep inner wounds and they don't know how to confront the baggage in their heart, and instead they use the pain that they have within them to inflict pain on others. That doesn't sound like the same type of heart you have. All right. In fact, this can be considered someone who can be a false twin. In other words, this can be a person who is here to teach you what love isn't. Everything in life has to do with perceptions, okay? Somebody in their heart and in their mind, and they're saying to themselves, like, someone told me that this is my twin flame, but I don't feel loved. Someone is saying that at this very, very moment. Somebody right now is about to make a head over heart decision to walk away and stop waiting around and wasting their days of life in suffering. Because sitting down waiting for someone to change to love you, it actually takes away from you, and it leaves you in grief. It keeps you in suffering. It keeps your whole entire world stagnant, because what happens is, as the days go by, it takes away days from your happiness. And as you watch them live with somebody else or be with somebody else, it only causes you to lose your self-esteem, lose your confidence, makes you feel like you're unworthy. Where in that is love? Like, where? Then when they come around, they treat you bad and they talk down on you. And then when they talk down on you, the words, it seeps in your heart and in your soul, and it makes you feel unworthy or even not even valuable to open up your heart to love someone else, because now your heart, you're traumatized from the pain that the person has caused you, and you feel like everybody's gonna hurt you and use you and treat you just like them. So what you do is you create this false reality. Well, this is my twin and they're the only one for me, so I'll just sit here in my days and wait for them to get healthy. The reality of it is, your way of love isn't healthy. It's not them. It's you believing with conviction that this is what love is, or this is what you're set for. And honestly, I want to tell you that you are deserving and you are worthy. And there is a gift in your heart and soul, and you've been harboring pain that doesn't belong to you. How somebody treats you is their reality, and it is not yours. And I'm telling you, before 2020 comes in a few hours, I would like you to return the harsh words, the harsh treatment, and the harsh pain of someone who loved you. I want you to write it on a paper, and they have a ritual where you can burn it. Burn the paper over, it's a white bowl you can have, filled with water. Put the words down of what these people, and let me go a little bit further. This doesn't even have to be words from a twin flame, false twin flame, okay? I'm sorry. False twin flame. What happens is, your inner child. Let's go back to the inner child, okay? With the inner child, there was something that has seeped in your soul from a child. However you were raised, whatever environment you were raised in, whether you were adopted, whether you were sexually molested, and it could have been sexually molested even by a family member, by a friend of the family, where you were deemed unworthy from a young child because you had a predator violate your body, your precious innocent body, and take advantage of you. And you've been looking at yourself differently ever since. It's for you to break through the belief system that you deserved to be treated less than when you should have been given love. You should have been given nourishment. You should have been, and you still deserve it. It doesn't matter what your parents said to you. It doesn't matter what a sibling could have said to you. It doesn't matter what your foster parents did to you or how they made you feel. You don't have to continue to carry around these wounds and this pain and allow people to continue to treat you as such. There is power within you. And I'm here to tell you that you can use these wounds to empower someone else's journey. Okay? You don't have to carry this pain anymore. It's not yours. And it's unfortunate that you've been through such tragedy that made you deem yourself unworthy. And the beautiful thing about life, as long as you are still breathing, you still have another chance to heal. To me, believing that these relationships are a twin flame, I think it actually hijacks your love life. I think it actually takes away the ability for you to connect to a real love, because you have this misinterpretation that I have to be with this person and I'm waiting on this person, aka you don't know when your time is coming. Your time can be, who knows, for any of us, who knows when we will all leave this earth. Don't you ever waste your precious life, your beautiful, precious life, on waiting to see if somebody is going to choose you and love you. Your job is to love yourself and nurture yourself and empower yourself and give you the gift of freedom, so you can develop boundaries, so you can develop self-respect, so you can develop self-love, so that you can use your voice to articulate that you refuse to tolerate less than what you deserve, and mean it. Say what you mean. In these false twin flames, it makes you feel like you withhold. If you can't openly communicate your feelings to someone, then that's not the one for you. Your voice should not be taken away from you because you have freedom of speech. And if somebody is treating you unkind or unfairly, or they pose a threat to your mental well-being, your emotional well-being, your physical, I hear stories of people beating people to the point where they have to be hospitalized. You don't have to tolerate that. I hear emotional abuse and manipulation. It's like breaking the cycle, setting yourself free. Spirit just said to me, holding yourself accountable. The blame game, right? Accountability is so powerful for you and for yourself. It's like holding yourself accountable to know that this person hurt me. And just saying, like admitting, I could have been naive. Yes, I know this person hurt me, and I did go back to them with hopes that they would treat me better, but they let me down, and for that I let myself down. It was a teachable moment. I experienced a teachable moment, and with that teachable moment, I can now take this lessons to do better. So it's like holding yourself accountable over your own life and your own choices and decisions. Most of the times in these readings, I come across cards. I'll show you an example. It will say like, free yourself, take your power back. Let me just do the breakdown real quick. You'll see a card like this, and it will say free yourself. If you see it, this is a horse, and this is, it looks like they're trapped, caged in. That's how many of you all feel. You feel trapped. You feel caged in. And when it tells you to free yourself, it's basically setting the intention that you know you deserve better and jumping over these obstacles. The first obstacle that you're going to have to jump over, it's not the person. It's you. It's like getting out your own way, setting yourself free from this belief system that this is something that you have to tolerate. Like using your own free will to break free from things that hurt you and cause you grief and sadness. Some people, they're so fearful that the love that they truly want, they're so afraid that it doesn't exist because they're so used to this abuse that they will keep they will lie to themselves because this is what they're used to, okay? When we talk about addictions, addictions don't only consist of drugs and alcohol. Some people can be addicted to abuse. Somebody can be addicted to self-pity and being a victim. Some people can be addicted to drama. So let me tell you about when you're in alignment with somebody and then you no longer are. So you pray and you pray your way out of situations. What happens is then all of a sudden the person who was hurting you is set free from your life, where you don't hear from them anymore, aka they go ghost. What you don't understand about the ghosting is it's actually your prayers being answered and you being set free. I just heard wish granted. It's a wish granted to you because you were praying for love. The only thing that keeps you stuck, you prayed for love, so you were under the assumption that the love that you desired was going to come from someone who is still stuck themselves in their own habits. I always recommend people, because it's healthy for you to pray for acceptance in your heart. Pray for acceptance. We can't change people. We can't. You're going to have a child and you're going to love your child and you're going to nurture your child. And there's even with all the love that you give to them, you don't know what happens like on the outside of their world with their peers and who is influencing them on the outside, that your children might even come and turn against you. And that's all you can do is pray over their souls. Pray that somehow, some way, they will be able to make their way and see the light of day. And that's what you can do. But to hold yourself hostage in life and sit in sadness, I feel like it's time to set yourself free from that and to take your power back and to take your life back, to understand that you can align yourself with a healthier love relationship. Don't let this twin flame situation keep you stuck in a mental cycle, which can eventually lead you to a mental ward because of the psychological abuse and pain that it takes on you. Set yourself free. The journey of twin flame is truly aligning you with your soul, which is aligning you to awaken the love that's already inside of you. The thing is, some people are just so afraid to sit with themselves. Some people are so afraid to have to hold themselves accountable, because that's what you do in the twin flame journey. It's you connecting with your higher self. What you are is what you attract. So the higher you elevate, the difference, you'll see your partner starting to change. So for instance, you're in this toxic cycle, you know, you finally set the intention, you write in a book that I vow to myself that I will honor myself by setting myself free from all that no longer deserves me. And then all of a sudden, I advise for whoever is going through this transition too, like Reiki healing. It really helps. Reiki really does help your soul recover from, I just heard the word spousal abuse. So it helps your soul recover, the spiritual healings. Okay. I hear shedding a toxic cycle, shedding an old programming, shedding an old belief system, an old way of doing things. And that's the hardest part. A lot of people are truly afraid of change. And this is why they keep themselves stuck and they continue on and say, oh, I'm just waiting. We don't wait, we elevate. And the truth is, it's like, the reason why it's not healthy and what you need to do, once a person gives up on you, once they stop fighting for you, once they go ghost and go cold on you, it's so important that you move into a space where you start to surround yourself with people who love you and acknowledge you and accept you for you as you heal your heart. It's very important for you to start like filling yourself. You can even read books. There's so much research out there that can facilitate your growth in whatever area of your life that you're challenged by currently. But back to the partners, right? Once you free yourself from a toxic cycle and you start to go on the healing journey, this is a lot of prayer. It's a lot of admitting to yourself. It's a lot of accountability. It's you owning your part, like understanding, yes, I was hurt by somebody, a narcissist, a manipulator, but at the same time, what part did I take to allow this abuse to continue for so long? Because until you admit the part that you played in the situation, you will continue to create the same cycle for yourself. So if you want to change this, a big thing is you having to change yourself and change your belief system, changing what you feel is love. All right. So I just truly hope that for whoever is going through this, the awakening of the soul, I pray that this truly helps you understand what's truly going on with you. And I say that because there's so much misleading information out there. Okay. It's like you coming to one with yourself and you learning to love you, you learning to choose you, and you learning to accept you, and you finding out what is your purpose on this earth. Because your purpose ain't to sit down and wait to see if somebody gonna get their shit together. That is not your purpose. Absolutely not. Your purpose is to live your best life while you're here, because you don't know when your time is gonna come. That is your purpose. Then you will see this card, and this is codependency. This is addictions. Most people are truly terrified of giving up a person that no longer suits them because they're afraid of the emptiness. Like they're afraid of the pain. that and the emptiness that comes with having to relieve somebody from your heart. Like once you truly gear up the courage to say, like, you know what? They truly aren't for me. All this time I thought they were for me. All this time I was waiting around for somebody who truly wasn't in alignment with change. They weren't there. They didn't have it within them to love me the way that I was hoping they would. They don't have it within them because they're too busy stuck in a toxic cycle themselves. So that's another thing. If there is a person out there that is toxic to themselves, that hurts their own self, that is irresponsible with their own spending, then you can't possibly expect a person that has these character traits to be responsible and loving you. I hope that makes sense. We can only give to others what we have in ourselves. And that's why it's important to connect to yourself. That's why it's important for you to reintroduce you, to find out, who am I? Why am I here? What do I love? What brings my soul joy that doesn't have to do with another human? You know, what brings me peace? When I feel stressed, what can I do to alleviate that, you know? Am I healthy? Is my spending habits healthy? Do I treat myself good? Am I proud of myself? And do I appreciate myself? Do I respect myself? Because if you don't grant those things to yourself, it's going to be hard for you to get that back. And I think that's the part. Sometimes there are people out there who force others to love them the way that they truly need to love themselves, okay? So that's what the codependency is. Like, look at me, love me. But the real truth is you're having a hard time looking at you, and you're having a hard time loving you. But you're giving someone else that assignment. You don't want to look for outside validations to fill you because it's short-lived. And the real truth is half of these people don't even know themselves or love themselves. So how can they give it to you? And this is why it's so important for you to align yourself with the love that you already have inside you. So that's what codependency is. It's when you're codependent on somebody else to love you in a way that you truly haven't even stepped up the plate to. This is beautiful. For fulfillment in your life, this is spirit. This is the highest priest of spirit. So when you hear, this took me a long time to do. I'm not gonna lie. Like, for me to grant myself meditation every day, for me to develop that discipline took me a while. And for the longest, I didn't understand meditation. I've always heard of it. I read. I'm like a big research person. I research everything. You can't tell me nothing. I'm going to research it to make sure you're telling the truth. I'm one of those type of people. I research everything. And I don't really care. Like, you can't sell me no false thing because I'll do it in front of your face. Like, no matter where I am, if I'm on the street and, sometimes people are trying to advertise, certain things, and they'll tell me the benefits of it. I'll be like, what is that? Okay, let me research it real quick, and I'm gonna come back to you. Don't let nobody fill your head with nothing, okay? And the beautiful thing about life today is that knowledge is so easily accessible because as long as you have a cell phone, you can always look into a search engine, type in a search engine. .org means that the information is valid. Okay, so you know about sites that are official versus sites that are not truly official. You can find out so much information, but this is walking into the doors of spirit, There's a lot of your souls that are just tired and drained. Like, you want this fulfillment. You want it, but you're going to have to change you in order to be granted the change that you truly want. Change can't happen without you changing you first. So people like, oh, I want to be a millionaire. But if you're having a hard time trying to balance, 100,000, then what are you going to do with a million? So that's what it's really all about, being truthful with yourself, understanding that change can't truly come until you change your relationship with you. Here goes the meditation again that I was saying. So back to meditation. Meditation is silence. There's a lot of times that we overthink situations, and we overthink them. What we do in our mind is we plant seeds that we plant seeds, okay? Then we're in a lot of mental chaos because we're overthinking or overanalyzing or putting a false story on something that's not true. So when you get into this mental state where you're confused, you don't know which way to go, they tell you to get into meditation, because with meditation, it will bring your mind to a silence, like stillness, silence. Nature is so beautiful for this. Like, I love to go by the water. And that's another thing. You need to find out what element cleanses you. What does it for you? What soothes you after you have a long day of work, or after you spent a long time with children? Like, what do you do for self-care? Self-care is so important. And because it also puts you back into alignment with yourself. And it's like all the stress and worry and havoc, it diminishes with your self-care. And this is why this is so important. And then you aren't got to be yelling at people for not, giving you the nurturing and care, because it's now you know how to do it for yourself. Okay? All right. What else did I want to put? But yeah, like, to get your life out of a state of confusion and choose you. If a person doesn't know whether they want you or not, then you have to choose yourself, because it grants you self-respect. And if a person knows that they can have you sitting there waiting forever, then they're going to do that. And then if they come to you, this is that somebody is really, this is that wish fulfillment again. Look. See? And look, transformation. In order for you to get to this, you're going to have to transform. And let me tell you, that spiritual awakening process, that's ugly. It don't feel good. And I realized, once I went through my awakening, I realized why people run from themselves. Because let me tell you, there's nothing pretty about the spiritual awakening process and coming to your soul's truth. It's like you truly start to see your own toxic ways, or you finally get to identify how you've been holding your own self back all this time. It's like self-deception, because we always talk about how people have deceived us, but we never talk about how we deceived ourselves. It's like coming to the reality of that, taking charge of yourself, taking charge of your choices, and that's hard. With the transformation, you get lots of revelations about people. You get to see things for what they really are, and that's hurtful. Having to walk away from people that you thought you were destined to be with, that's so hurtful. So I see why people keep the blindfolds on. It keeps them locked away from their truth and not having to truly face anything. So you have to understand, this is why some people won't be awakened, and why it's important to not wait for someone to awaken, because you don't know if they're going to want to do the inner work. And it's a lot of inner work. It's coming to the realization that your parent that you loved and admired so much is could have been toxic for you all along. It's a lot. Look, it takes a lot of spiritual strength. But in the end, you will get the recognition and reward that you deserve. It will put you into alignment with your purpose as well. What is your purpose? Why are you here on this earth? What gift do you have within your heart, your soul, that could be used to help the world or help somebody? That's so beautiful to know those things. And I feel like When you're connected to this false twin, you're so depressed. When you're depressed, your energy depletes. And when your energy depletes, it's hard for you to get things done. Not only that, it clogs up your mind and you can't even think clearly. So how would you be able to find your purpose with your mind being clogged or your mind being stuck on somebody that keeps ghosting you? This is something else beautiful that is a song. I'm not going to sing it because I'm not a singer. But one thing, I heard this song a while ago by Eve. And the song says, love is blind and it will take over your mind. What you think is love is truly not. You need to elevate and find. And that is what the twin flame journey is. You elevating yourself and you finding the love in yourself. Once you begin to love yourself and develop healthy patterns and start to develop self-respect, then you create boundaries so people can't treat you any old way. They can't even come back and forth up in your life because you love yourself too much to think you even deserve that type of treatment. It's like taking a stand for yourself, and only then will you attract the one who's truly for you. And have fun. Have fun with your dating life. Get to know people and get to know their values and their morals. You know, you don't have to jump in a person's face and are they the one? Are they the one? Are they the one? It's going to take some time to figure out are they the one or not. You know, because you can meet a person and they can be very, very kind. Like they're a good human, but just because they're good, it doesn't mean that they are for you. And I know many of you guys have been in situations like that where you met somebody and you like them, but you know how your world is and what it is that they have in them. It doesn't align with you, but it doesn't deem them as unworthy or they're a bad person. They're just not for you, and that's okay. See? But now that you get to know yourself, you get to know what you need and what you don't. Okay? So I wanted to put that out there. But once again, some of the stories that I hear, they're treacherous. And I'm sorry, man. Like, that's not love. Like, somebody abandoning you and leaving you. But that's my twin flame. That's so sad. Like, you don't have to tolerate that. It can be a false twin keeping you away from your destiny. Don't fall for the trap. Don't fall for the trap. True love. There is a true love out there for you. The reason why you haven't been able to find it is because you lost sight of what real love is, because your eyes are tainted with all the good love that you had that you gave to the wrong people. You have to understand that you are worthy and you are beautiful. And that's another thing, like, doing the inner work is having to come in alignment with you. Like, what does make you feel beautiful? What does make you feel handsome? Because there's so much work. I always tell people that when you get anxious about, well, when is my love coming? Or when is this going to happen? Or when is that? I always tell people that they should use the shifting. I use the shifting technique. And what it does is when I get anxious about things, I write a list down of all the things that I need to do in my life. And I realize, like, I don't have time to stress this because I have this whole list of things that I need to do. And it takes it away. And also it makes me feel proud within myself because I accomplished things that I truly need to do for me in my life. So what makes you feel beautiful? Do you have some pounds on right now that you want to lose? You should be signing up for the gym. That can take away your time. Once you see yourself starting to lose weight, you feel more confidence. Once you feel more confidence, you feel beautiful. When you feel, or handsome. Once you start to feel more confident and strong and about you as a person and more accepting of you and more loving towards you? Are you neglecting a career that you truly want? Is there a career path that you're neglecting or procrastinating on? Like, start to go chase your dreams. Make a bucket list. What are some things that you said you've always dreamed of or wanted to do? Was it skydiving? I went skydiving 2 years ago. It ain't for everybody, but it was an experience. What did you promise yourself that you'll go to a different country every year? Like, start to fill your life more up with you. When you get more in tune with you, like, it'll be so easy. When you start to love yourself, you will start to align yourself with people who accept this authentic version of you too. And you ain't got to chase nobody, because everybody gonna be chasing you down because you feel so confident and you're you're deserving. And then this says cycles and rhythm. So like I said, I feel like some people can be just stuck in a toxic cycle that truly needs to go, and that's holding them back from their higher purpose and holding them back from like real true love, not this false twin stuff that makes you harbor a lot of pain and resentment because you're waiting for someone to come that actually may not even come or may not even be for you because they're so toxic to themselves. So this is cycles. Like, for some of you, this too shall pass. For some of you, this is the awakening process when you're starting to realize this can't be love. And this is the guardian. Like, you are protected and you are safe. This is my favorite one. Don't back down. Stand up for what you truly believe in. And stand up for you and your values and your morals, your self-respect, your self-love, dedicating your journey to healing. Don't you back down from this. You come first. Don't let nobody tell you that you're being selfish because you are making a choice to devote yourself to you. There's going to be some calls that you're going to have to ignore while you strengthen yourself, okay? I hear don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed when you start taking care of yourself of how many people start coming against you. Keep going. Keep going. All right? I hope this helps somebody. I really, really, really do. I hope that in your goals of 2020, for 2020, the first goal you have is to love yourself better and to not procrastinate on your dreams, trying to help somebody else fulfill theirs while your dreams and your needs goes neglected. Make sure you put yourself first, because the way you treat you is a reflection of how others will treat you. Like, you set the tone for you. You are your brand. So make sure you're wearing yourself nice and you're treating yourself good. That's what you gonna get. I send you so much love and light, healing, blessings.